"Run!" Her voice barely reached the others despite screaming at her max ability. She ran with all her strength, legs wobbling from side to side. Her lungs tightly compressed, it felt as if they could be popped like balloons. The crunching of twigs and sticks echoed behind them and grew louder as it got closer. The rest of the group were far ahead of Leah. She was stuck behind in critical conditions, begging for help. Limping in agonizing pain to escape too. They didn't know she was still alive. The forest seemed to stretch further and further the more they ran. Split, he coughed from exhaustion. Split up. Jack held his chest and came to a stop before falling onto his knees in a desperate attempt to regain his breath. The other three slowed down, not completely stopping, hesitating to help Jack or to continue running to spare their lives. It was close to them. They had no time to waste if they wanted to stay alive for the night.
"Jack, we need to stay together or you will die,"
Eliza shouted from the distance ahead, still running close to the rest of the group. Jack wheezed, fumbling around his pockets to find his inhaler. He patted his waistcoat pockets, moving down to his trousers, then quickly into a small bag that was wrapped around his waist. "Fuck, I dropped it," he coughed, still holding his chest as he struggled to stand on his feet again. "And I won't let that bastard take me. I won't." He started walking as fast as he could. The endless trees and bushes started to blur into one big dark hole. His adrenaline was starting to fade as his body tried to regulate his breathing. "Oh, I can't see shit." His voice trembled in a whisper. The smell of damp soil was lingering. A light spritz of rain hitting his sweat-covered face. He staggered into a light jog before sprinting in hope to catch up to the rest of the group. "Help me," she groaned. Leah could feel her body start to feel light. Her vision became blocked by the blood that was splurging out of her head. Her foot got caught wedged under a decaying tree trunk, her ankles twisting and splitting at the bone. She let out a screeching cry before hitting hard against the floor. Her face half buried in leaves and dirt, she watched as the blood from her head poured into and fed the thirsty soil. She turned her body to the side, using her hands to crawl behind a tree. Her legs dragged through the mud, leaving a trail. She cried, knowing she won't see her loved ones ever again. The haunting cackle of the man grew closer, his heavy chained boots shaking the ground. His voice was deep and ashy. It felt as if there were three people talking at once when he spoke. You could hear him slamming into rocks and trees, scanning the area for anyone hiding. His tall, built figure came with no disadvantages. He has abnormal strength, carrying his weapons with ease. He has sharp hearing. Like a bat, he can hear whispers up to 3 miles from where he is standing. His speed is disgustingly fast. Eyes bulging out of his shallow face, you can see every burst vein in his eyes. His mouth twitching with excitement, bits of old decaying flesh still wedged between his bottom teeth. He could run if he wanted to, but he much more enjoys it when his food is fun to catch. Watching them scurry like rats into the dark folds of the forest. Lee's heart started to beat even faster than before. He was getting even closer. Within feet he was there. She covered her mouth with her hands, squinting her eyes as the bitter taste of blood came off her palms. She tucked herself up behind the tree, curling up into a small ball.
"Please, please go, please go. Please, please, please."
His laugh was now directly in front of her. He swung his axe down, hitting the floor, causing the nearby leaves to blow away. He was so tall and his face was so pale you could see him from behind all the bushes in the darkness. He took a deep breath through his nose. Cracking his neck with his sudden head turn, he made direct eye contact with Leah, eyes widening, his grin reaching his ears. A black substance started leaking out from his mouth, dropping onto his chest.
"I only want to play a small, tiny game."
He spoke without his face moving, his teeth perfectly still, as if it were a radio being played. Leah cried silently, still not moving, locking her eyes with his. He stomped over. His bony arms, mismatching his muscled body, reached out as if he were to hug someone. Leah remained still, trying not to blink with everything she had left. He isn't a fool. He can hear her breathing as clear as anything. He was now in front of her, his foot at the tip of her nose. He bent over, his spine spiking out of his clothes. He leaned in to kiss Leah, picking her up. She winced in pain from her newly broken ankle.
Smart piggy.
He paused to reveal the same long ear-to-ear grin.
Maybe next time you would have been more careful.
He pulled her foot off her leg, inspecting it. She screamed in pain. His smile faded into a frown. Flies started to buzz around them. He said, his voice vibrating through the trees. "I'll let you go once I—" Cracked Leah's body was snapped in two. Her organs fell onto the floor, squelching as they piled onto one another, steaming in the cold. That. He started laughing mechanically. He squeezed her throat until her head popped off like a doll, creating a quiet thud as it collided with the ground. Blood splattered all over the surrounding trees, coating the bark in a thick red layer of death. Her spine was still intact, hanging under what once was her body, her lifeless eyes still staring into the rain.